Liberal Bill Maher must have been stoned out of his mind when he said that squad leader AOC would make a fantastic candidate for president.
If she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
She's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
the only way the Democrats will ever win again, not that the Republicans are probably going to give it back, is to be more moderate.
And now AOC is showing off how she'll lose all 50 states by going the full 20 on an 80-20 issue. She's celebrating Transgender Awareness Week. Kennedy, I forgot to wish you happy Transgender Awareness Week.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
How
are you celebrating?
I shaved my beard just in time for the show.
Oh, you look great.
Oh, thank you. How am I celebrating? I love watching the left cannibalize itself. I really, really do. I do not wish progressives any luck in elections. I'm terrified for the reign of Zohran Mamdani here in New York. It has emboldened people like AOC. The most interesting thing is watching her triangulate on whether or not one of her fellow progressives should primary Hakeem Jeffries. Because now she has to be a little bit more of a mainstream Democrat if she wants to run for president in 2028. That means she cannot turf Democrat leadership, especially if the guy who's going to primary him will probably lose and Hakeem Jeffries will stay exactly where she is. I don't think that there is a way to reprogram a progressive. I think, unfortunately, that it is an orthodoxy and a mental virus that takes over any rational component of a person's executive function. Therefore, she cannot be the head of the executive branch.
Harold, is AOC presidential timber?
I don't know. I think that what Bill, was trying to say, she could be, but I think what he was trying to say is you can't connect with everybody in the country if you have these views that are so outside of where the mainstream is. She clearly has some of the attributes. She's smart. She's popular. She's well known in the country. That when I say popular, well known is what I really mean. But I was listening to someone today who wrote a book on RFK, and he talked about how Robert F. Kennedy, and he said, not Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but the Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, and he said, you know, one of the things that he was great about was he admitted when he made mistakes. He talked about policy errors and things he could grow on. I think about my time in politics. You said something to me the other day. I didn't support term limits when I got to Congress. I now am a massive supporter of term limits. I tried to give myself space all the time to grow. I was not totally for charter schools and vouchers when I got to Congress. I've since changed. I've gone so far as I think we need massive federal involvement. We got to take it from the locals because they're not doing a good enough job. I used to think we should lower taxes on certain businesses. Once I got to Congress, I learned better, and my private sector experience has got me to think about this even differently. She should do the same. And if you're willing to grow and show that you have space to grow, voters will reward you. That would be her lane to get there.
I've changed my position on filet of fish. I always thought it was gross, but now Trump's saying it's good if you add a little more tartar. I might try it tonight.
Delightful.
I don't know what that tastes like. Demonization of business, demonization of corporations. That's what I think of when I think of AOC. She does a lot of that. I have a very hard time with somebody who is highly critical of the biggest taxpayers in New York City. That's a problem, I would say, going forward. On transgender rights, where is she on women? Why does she not hold a press conference? Why are these Democrats not out there trying to protect these girls who are fighting for themselves without adults in the room standing up for them? In our Fox News poll on this past election night, we asked voters about transgender rights and if they've gone too far. Half of respondents think that transgender rights and this issue in this country has gone too far. If she wants to run on that, I don't know if that's presidential material.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.